everybody, it's me, Buckeye 922. You know what time it is. Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, Season 4, Blood of My Bone. So, I'm kind of upset by this episode. They had I don't like the way they cut this episode. To be frank, I don't like the way they cut this episode. Because it's like a hodgepodge. We have Urliu and Haschwald still fighting. Ichigo fighting Yuha. And in the middle of this, we get this small snippet of Gerard Valkyrie fighting the Vizards. But then, here comes Hitsugaya and Byakuya and Zaraki. Guess when they decide to show all these three against Gerard? After the credits rolled. What? I don't like that. They showed it, but still I don't like it. It's very messy. But still, I would say 9 out of 10 for this one. Now, basically the events go on as this. The thing with Ichigo and Yuha is continuing, and we get like a sort of bombshell. Now, during the training that Ichigo went through, when he was going through that hallway, it's revealed by Yuha that Ichibei was trying to make Ichigo the new Soul King. Which basically would mean that Ichigo, I think, would be dead? Question mark? I don't know. But that's what he reveals to Ichigo. And Ichigo's like, so what? Okay? See, this is my problem with Yuha as a villain. The thing is, I don't take anything he says with any grain of salt. If I'm being very blunt, Aizen is a villain. Is the best villain of Bleach. There's no question. There's no question in my mind. Absolutely none at all. The best. And it's fine too, because when you think about Aizen, he has Zanbakuto that messes up with your senses. Put you in an illusion state. Bak can see the future. And the thing is, it's like, okay. But the reason why I don't take him seriously enough is his monologuing, his this, his that. Even like this episode, they have a thing with Urliu and Haschwald and Ichigo and Yuha where they say, oh, His Majesty is now absorbed the Soul King, and if you kill him, the world is done. Really? You're gonna pull that bullshit? That's how he was like, okay, now you're really throwing. And another thing that kind of made me upset was this. Yuha's awake, so why does Haschwald still, I guess it's a constant thing, still has the almighty ability? I don't think he has the almighty ability, but it just seems like he still has his powers. Anyway, moving on. They say that, and then there's so what? So the fight continues with them, and props, I will say this, props to Period and Kubo for finally, even though it wasn't as severe, giving Orihime a chance to shine. That was awesome. Like, she was rejecting the whole lot of Bak. And she was cut up in the arms and shit. I was like, okay, I like that. I like that. So that was awesome. Then we get the coup de grace of this whole situation where I think what was happening was Ichigo was trying to absorb or get some of the Quincy power from Bach, and then he retreated, and basically his sword was turning white, and then he got the horn. His full transform state. This is not his Bankai, by the way. He didn't say Bankai, so. It was awesome. Enough said. The animation was great in this episode. And then we get the whole thing with the Vizards and Gerard, which the problem I have with this episode. They really mixed and matched here. Ichigo and Urliu with, against Yuha and Haschwald. And then we get this mid thing with the Vizards along with Momo going against Gerard. It's not going well, by the way. They did everything against them, didn't do shit. Then here comes Hitsugaya fighting Gerard. He thinks he's defeated him. And of course, we don't get the conclusion of this until the credits rolled. Because then we get Ichigo's transformation shown in full force, horn and everything. Then the credits roll. I was like, what? Then, after the credits are done rolling, we get an end credit scene of then Hitsugaya continuing his fight with Gerard. Gerard gets out of his ice prison that Hitsugaya put him in. Byakuya comes and attacks. Then Zaraki comes and cuts Gerard's arm off. Holy shit. Yeah. When Zaraki came on screen, I was like, yo, this dude. And of course, Gerard smacks Zaraki halfway across. And Zaraki just says, drink, Narashi. He brings out his Zanpakuto. And then Hitsugaya and Byakuya are very shocked. They realize that he's not like a always transformed state Zanpakuto. And we get a few action scenes. We see them chip at his sword. This is this thing with this guy, Gerard. If you attack his sword and chip it, you get damage. So that was the thing. Now, and then that ends. Next week's episode, oh, by the way, I should mention this, I'm going on vacation. So it's going to be difficult. So next week's Bleach episode will probably be delayed. What you're going to get, what I'm going to do, is a twofer. One of those twofer situations. So basically, next Saturday, I won't be here. I'll be in Puerto Rico, I think. So when I come back the following Saturday, you're going to get a double episode review. I'll try my best to do that. Most likely what's probably going to happen, rather it's going to be a double episode review that day, or it's going to be a episode review on Saturday of the last week's episode, and then an episode review of the recent episode. But the next week's episode is supposed to be Crimson something. I think it has to do with Zaraki. Yeah, because I as I recall in the manga, his Bankai is different. But regardless, that's the story. Like I said, I give it a 9 out of 10, but I just don't like how they pace this. It seems sloppy. Because they're showing the Ichigo stuff and Urliu and Bach. And in the middle there, they show the fight with Gerard. And they don't continue it until the credits roll. So only give me a 9 out of 10 for this one. But still, it was a great episode. We'll see how next week, when I get back from vacation, how this episode transpires. Yeah, should be very interesting. This is Bob Kanai 22. I'll catch you guys later.